powerful words, and they stir emotions and feelings across the entire state of Alabama, which can be felt and in many cases starts blood to boiling because rivalries like this define this great sport. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. The Auburn Tigers, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They'll give it to the back. Oh, better look out. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on first down.
You know, in the SEC, you're going to have to run the football if you're going to win games. And you can go on and on talking about great Auburn running backs back in the day, but right here, right now, if this team's going to win an SEC championship, they need to force-feed this guy the football and let him go to work.
Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
The give to the back. He's got it out to the 37 after gaining 5.
This is an offense that really relies on its running game on that second down call, giving it to the back, letting him find a way to go get it first.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. To the air on first down. Swings it out to his running back. At midfield, he's got room. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the run.
Brought down at the 37-yard line, and this defense denies them on third down. This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on fourth down. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
From the gun, the running back looking for room. Squirts across the 30 to the 32, a pickup of 5.
And after a successful run like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on second, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on third.
Looking downfield, it's Russell. Quarterback moving. Got his man on the right. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Terrific job not just settling for the negative play and getting it to the running back.
Yeah, and you're supposed to go through your progressions, and you're obviously wanting to attack down the field and make a big play, but a lot of times when you dump it off to the running back, he can make something happen. And you're right, get something positive out of it instead of taking a sack.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. Oh, he's got some space. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets north fast.
Looking to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Edwards. Gets him down at the 30 after a 15-yard pickup. They are threatening, and they have a first down.
Throws a nice completion there for a first down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
And this offense is built around this dude. I mean, he is sensational. He's been so fun to watch, like play, pitch, and catch, spread the ball around, complete and total command of the offense, and that's why he's putting up big numbers, and that's why...
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. Going right to work up top. Just a short pass to the tight end. Still running up the 40. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
It's amazing in college football, the tight end position and how much has changed. Back in the day, you're a blocking guy, maybe you catch a flat route. Today, these guys have athleticism, and you just saw it from that dude after the catch on that last one.
Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on 3rd down. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into 4th down.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Oh, he dropped it, just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. To throw, it's Russell. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
I love early in a game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Coming out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
Back to pass. Pressure coming. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, the defense watched film last week. They saw this running back catch multiple passes, and that hasn't been the case today. They are clamping down on him, always aware of him, especially in the passing game, and so far they've taken him away.
There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. They just keep firing. That's caught. It's Riley. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time.
Breaks into the open. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Late in the year, this guy is square in the middle of the Heisman Trophy discussion because of his performance. He throws a nice completion there for a first down, but it's been week in, week out. Big moments. He's led this team to a ton of wins. He is their best player.
Looking to scramble. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He had a head of steam working, but he'll be stopped just inches short of the score.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
On first and goal, let's see if Alabama sneaks into the end zone.
It's just so nice to have a signal guy who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be knocked down. So here comes the Auburn offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He'll try to take it back. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. And the offense suddenly with an opportunity it couldn't have expected with a first and goal after the pick. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. So you really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
They'll run it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bama!
And you always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited, get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well, offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Clemson has just had no answer to the onslaught they've faced so far today. Almost feels like instead of touching Howard's rock, that sucker was dropped on top of him. They're trailing by 14 to South Carolina. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He's got it down the middle. And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there.
Great job by the quarterback there. He saw the safety bite on the run fake. So as the safety comes running downhill, he now knows he has the slant throw to his receiver on the outside.
The Tigers can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. When you play at a place like Alabama, you have to live up to the legacy of the Jonathan Allens, the Deron Haynes, the Marcel Dariuses when you play on that defensive front.
And the funny thing is, Reese, I can keep going. Quentin Williams, Will Anderson, like the list goes on and on and on. Just elite level recruiting on the defensive line, on the edge, is how they built this dynasty at Alabama.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And here's the third interception of the night. Bringing it back. The 20. Stepped out of bounds right at the 17-yard line after the pick.
And he makes another momentum-building play. His second interception in the first half. He can feel where the football's going. Got a good beat on this offense and making plays early and often for his club.
Running back searching for a hole. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. To the air, it's Fussell. Catch in the middle, it's Cooper. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. This offense has put on a display in the first half, and they have a chance to tack another one on before the break. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown time! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And this crowd was already jacked up. They were already excited. They were already making a difference in this football game, and the offense continues to pile on and give them something to cheer about. 27-0 here in the first half. This has been all home team.
Oh, how could that happen? He misses the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. These two rivals first played in 1893, but there was nearly a half-century, guys, when they didn't play each other because they got in a fight over, among other things, gate receipts.
Yeah, listen, I've been lucky enough to broadcast this game before, and I'll never forget being at Bryant-Denny Stadium and just feeling the energy. It was just completely different versus anything I'd ever seen in college football before. David, there's a different meaning to this game for both of these schools in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, and it's just different because I think being in the state, like fans are around each other all year long. Players are around each other all year long. You know, the Iron Bowl is a civil war of hate between each other all year long, and they get to settle it on a big stage every year.
The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass. Well, they've done nothing on offense so far, but if they could put some points on the board before halftime, it could really change things.
No doubt. Go into the locker room with some good juices, some good vibes, and momentum can switch a game in a heartbeat. But this offense hasn't had much to cheer about yet. That play gives them...
And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. He managed to the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Back to pass, it's Russell. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Touchdown, Alabama! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
I mean, this game has to feel like a living nightmare for this quarterback. We're still in the first half, and this guy, with all the interceptions he's thrown, with all the inaccurate balls, nothing is going right. They have no semblance of a passing game because they simply cannot establish a rhythm under center.
That's a great sign for this offense. Man, everything's been difficult so far, and you've dug yourself a huge hole. They're going to have to find some completions, find some energy, find some momentum somehow, because it's been a struggle out the gates.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Auburn lines up quickly. Here's the handoff. Turning it on. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on first down.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. It's complete to the right. Stop just inside the 25. We'll mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down. Good enough for a first down. They'll run it from the gun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. One more snap coming before halftime. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Good timing on the quick out. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. And the Tigers will kick it off to start the second half. Out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. Here's the pressure. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
These guys aren't human. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make deep passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
Looking to throw, it's Russell. Scrambling away. Trying to escape and get it himself. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
And he's just proving it time and time again, man. He has that feel. He obviously has the ability to pick up and put him down and go get first downs, but I think the timing of when to scramble and when not to scramble, he's really got that figured out, and you can tell it's going to be a big part of the game.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag down on the play. Let's see what that's about. They'll decline that penalty. Obviously very happy with the results of the play. Now on second down. Looking to fire. Buys a little time with his feet. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
Fourth down and 10, and barely a thought of kicking it. They'll go for it. Pulls it in. It's Cooper. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
You know, it's one thing to have all the accolades preseason and have all the expectations, but it's another thing to be able to go out and execute week in, week out. He's done that. He now has over 1,500 receiving yards on the year.
The Tide with the first and 10. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll run the toss. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 16.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that.
Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw, it's Russell. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Wants to throw on third down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Riley. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You work worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry, get some emotion, get some momentum on your side.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Give to the running back. He found a hole, got about 5. He's down at the 21.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. And we'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. Might be changing the route. To the air, it's Russell. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
He has been terrorizing quarterbacks all year long. That now his 10th sack of the season. He's got speed. He's got power. He's going to play on Sundays, and he is not cooperating with this offense's game plan.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. On the move. Across the 45. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front, paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Oh, a double pass. Bring in the heat. A little floater there that falls incomplete.
That was a nice catch right near the line of scrimmage, man. You want to get some yak after the catch and try to make a play, but that defense was right on him, got him on the ground too quick.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got him downfield. Touchdown, Bama! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. The tide is rolling as Alabama starts to pull away from Auburn.
Yeah, and Alabama handling the moment. Obviously, we know they got great players, great tradition, but handling the moment in the Iron Bowl, big stage, a lot of hatred, doing a great job of handling all of that ball.
And Alabama knew coming into this game, you just throw the records out. You're playing your in-state rival, Auburn. What matters is what you do on the field when that first whistle blows. And Alabama simply, in all 3 phases of the game, they've been better.
On the move from inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. This drive will open from the 15. Wants to go up top on first down. Takes the easy one to the back. Trying to give them some room to work with. Stopped just short of the 20. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 19.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Makes the grab. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
And you got man-to-man coverage. You're running that curl route. That ball has to come out. You know you're going to get hit. Like, you know you stopped your route. He's going to be right there. But does a great job securing the catch, getting the first down.
That's reeled in. It's Cook. He's brought down quickly. bit short of the first down.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. They'll run it from the gun. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the third quarter. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. The give out of the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Incomplete behind the receiver. Maybe this freshman got a little too anxious.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
I think it's a good sign for coaches to see that their team is still fighting. They're getting blown out in this game. Nothing has gone their offense's way. They've been outmatched. But here in the fourth quarter, you like to see guys competing. You like to see guys still trying to fight. Because as a coach, you want to know, next time you take the field, which guys you can depend on and what you can build off of.
And he makes the extra point. They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels because if
he's running free down the middle. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown time! They extend this fourth quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense obviously just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the...
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
On fourth down, going to the air. And he throws another interception. The sudden change on the turnover, man, he was looking for running room. Couldn't find that, but they'll have it at the 22.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
That's a fumble on the play. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
And when you're on defense, and it's wet, and it's rainy, you know exactly what time it is. That ball gets a little heavier. It gets a little slicker. You're trying to get to that thing. You know you get your hand on it. There's a good chance it's coming out. Nice job by the defense forcing it with the assist from the wet.
Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches...
There he goes! Nice gain of 6, leaving them with 3rd and 4.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You can tell, hanging in there. He knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try the run. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Here comes that Alabama offense. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline and the coach probably said, You dropped it, you didn't pick it up. Come on, get on the ball, David.
No, that's not what he said. He said, you're doing a great job. Just keep your head up. Yo, he got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here and make a play.
Alabama comes to the line with a 1st and goal.
Get ready.
Dropping back, it's Russell. Caught in the backfield, it's Riley. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their total.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the Oaks.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Bringing it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've got, and that's why this lead is ballooned like it has.
It's a draw. A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the 1st down out to the 30.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and had a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He leaves it with his back. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10.
Really nice resiliency by the running back. Sometimes you just got to be able to turn the page, right? You have a tackle for loss the previous play, they give it right back to you, and you make the defense pay. Good vision, good athleticism picking up that first. Why not give it to him again?
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much, they need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great...
Oh, he's got some space. Really putting together a threat now. They get the 1st. It's at the 37.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
The give to the back. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Offense uses a timeout, 17 seconds left on the clock. The Tigers really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. He'll come through on 3rd down as he's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
Well, the running back did a nice job there, keeping his feet moving. He was able to drag some defenders with him to get that 1st down.
And the Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. After this, it'll be a wrap. Trying play action. Unloads to the right. It's caught downfield. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. The latest edition of this in-state passion play is bathed in crimson as Alabama rolls to victory over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.